All right, good morning, trade pros. Welcome to our morning market update for Monday, December the 10th of 2018. This is George Papsov, Trade Pro Academy. I hope you've all had a wonderful weekend. We're getting close to the holidays. I did some shopping personally for other people. I also had a birthday shower to go to, and Santa's got a lot of gifts to give. What could I tell you? That's why I'm wearing this hat. Um, I don't have elves either. This is a self-sufficient Santa. Triple S, alliteration. This morning, we're going to talk about a few things, and we're going to introduce another little sub-segment of this morning market update that we've revised, so we hope you will like it, and I'll look for your feedback on it to make sure that you do like it, and if you don't, then we won't do it. All right, let's start out this morning market update with a little morning market fun fact. And this day in 1984, Stanford professors Sandy Lerner and Leonard Bosack founded Cisco Systems to make improved network switching equipment. They took their company public in 1990 with shares peaking at $80 in March of 2000. It now trades for $46.44 and worth $210 billion. Look at that. Two professors start a company, goes IPO a few years later, now worth $200 billion. Motivational stuff, true inspiration to all entrepreneurs. All right, overnight price action and some quick levels. This is a new segment, and I would love it if you guys put in the comments below if you like this next part specifically, because we're looking to add it to our morning market update if you agree, if you like it, because this show is for you, by me, for you. All right, overnight price action and levels for the night. S&P 500 hit an overnight low of 2,610 quarter, and it rallied above the prior day low of 2623 quarter. All right, and above the previous day close as well, 2635 half. But there's a key level to watch for here today at 2651 quarter. That's the 10% correction low, or 10% correction level from the highs that were set at an all-time high earlier this year. All right, so that's a level that's very key to us. It's hit a little bit of resistance. Markets are giving back some gains, but overnight, for the most part, a little bit of a rebound in the stock market after trading lower. Crude oil is down 1.6%, traded below Friday's pit close at 52.15 and below Friday's low of 52.09. And looking at Mark's screen, looks like we are still there. Where are we at, Marky? 52.09 level for oil. 51.65. So we're below the overnight low. We've set a new fresh session low. Friday's pit close is 52.15. Like I said, Friday's low is 52.09. And there's a ton of liquidity to the downside. So oil looks bearish as long as it remains between those two levels. Watch for the downside. US dollar dropped below the 96.40 key support and then rebounded sharply from there. Found buyers. 96.85 is a really strong resistance above, and so too is 97.14 on an intraday basis. So as long as we stay below there, the dollar looks weak. All right, so that's the segment that we would like for you guys to put a comment on. Did you enjoy that part? Would you like to hear more levels and the morning market updates to start the session? Basically, the idea is overnight price action and the levels around that price action. All right. In Asia, Japan's down 2.1%. Hong Kong's down 1.2%. China's down 0.8%. India's down 2 percentage points as well. Right across the board in Asian markets. In Europe, at midday, London's up 0.2%. Paris is down 0.5. Frankfurt's down 0.5. Hang on.
Following this Apple Qualcomm news.
There was just news that hit the market on Apple. There was just some breaking news on Apple and Qualcomm push markets a little bit lower. That's why there's a little bit of a sell-off. All right, we'll talk about that in the trading room in a moment. All right, in Europe at midday, like I mentioned, markets are mostly down. United States markets are down as well, 0.4% all across the board. Gold is flat at 1252. Bitcoin's up 2.1%, but still trading in the mid to low 3,000s. Bitcoin's got hit pretty hard. 10-year Treasury yield is unchanged and now is below 3%. Today's economic calendar, guys, at 10 a.m. we have JOLTS, Job Openings Labor Turnover Survey, aka JOLTS. JOLTS sounds like an energy drink. In fact, I think JOLTS is an energy drink. Yeah, I think just Jolt, right? Without the S. So there you go. Energizing time of the market. It will energize the market at 10 a.m. That's a pretty decent survey or a pretty good economic number to look forward to. The rest of the week, because it's Monday, we'll usually review the weekly calendar. And I have to turn my phone sideways so I can see a little bit bigger. Here's what we got. Today, we don't really have much other than JOLTS. Tuesday, we have producer price index at 8:30 in the morning out of the United States. Then on Wednesday, we have the most important number of the week. It's CPI, and that is a measure of inflation that the Federal Reserve follows, a lot of investors, traders, and it's a real important sign of economic strength and resilience. And also, it's indicative of what the Fed might do with their monetary policy. So all eyes are going to be on that on Wednesday, December 12th at 8:30 in the morning. That's the most important number this week. And then on Friday in the U.S., we have core retail sales at 8:30. It'd be interesting to see how we've done with retail sales seasonally, considering we're going to be looking at November numbers. So it's going to be important as well. All right. Here's some events that drove the markets overnight. China's trade surplus with the United States jumped in November. All right. It widened to a record $35.5 billion on a monthly basis, which, is going the opposite way of how Donald Trump would like it to. And it's not all bad news at the very same time. That sounded like an order got filled. Hang on a second. Oh, no. I know what that was. Widening to record 35.5 billion. It's not going to help the Beijing and Washington negotiations on this trade balance. However, there is some important stuff here. China's overall exports grew at their slowest pace in 8 months, and their imports grew also at the slowest pace since October of 2016. So, despite the fact that it's still a record number, the growing rate, the slowdown of the rate, can't talk this morning. It's the beginning of the week, and I haven't had the best sleep last night. But the fact that the exports from China slowed down should help the future numbers for the trade balances. So it's not all bad news in this number, but we did get a record-wide trade balance, and that's, overall, that's not going to be productive in the talks. We need this negotiation even more for Donald Trump to accomplish his administration goals, right? And that's to de-escalate the trade war. Huawei CFO adds pressure to trade talks. So that's one of the things we want to talk about today. Here's an interesting thing about the situation. So the CFO was arrested in Canada. She still sits behind bars in Canada over the weekend as the bail hearing hadn't taken place yet. It's this morning, I believe, the bail hearing, and they're looking at evaluating whether or not she's a flight risk. She's a flight risk and deemed to be a flight risk, meaning that she's going to run away, take the next flight home, and be gone. Then there probably won't be a bail, no matter how much money that she's willing to pledge. Here's the interesting part, though. Huawei, their top suppliers include Broadcom, Qualcomm, and Intel. These are American companies that stand to lose just as much as Huawei does in this situation. And so what is this all about? It's the fact that Huawei is trading with another company that looked like a holding company, but it's actually now being revealed that that company belongs to Huawei. So it's a Huawei subsidiary that was created. It's a different entity. However, its ownership is still the Huawei executive staff and the company. Therefore, that company that was created is doing business with Iran. All right. And there's international sanctions now that Donald Trump has implemented. And they're saying, hey, we're going to bring you guys accountable to that, which, that's a whole different story, because just because one country sanctions another doesn't mean that the whole world needs to follow the sanctions. Interesting stuff is going on, and that's why China's pissed. China demanded the immediate release of the CFO, and Americans in China that are executives are getting uncomfortable. Think about this. If you're an American or anybody else, or Canadian for that matter at this point, and you're in China and you're an executive and you're like, look, I'm a little nervous. I kind of want to come home because I could be a target as well for retaliation. And especially if you've been doing a little bit of shady stuff here and there, which no matter how little the shady business is, when the lights come on, everything's going to be revealed, and that will happen at some point. So any executives that are out there that have been doing some shady business are definitely sweating buckets, because a retaliation measure could be in the works from China, and that's kind of where the worry's at. However, Meng, who's a CFO, is a former cancer survivor, has health issues, says she can't eat solid foods, and has pledged her 2 Vancouver homes as collateral for her bail. So it's interesting to see what happens. Who needs 2 homes? It's interesting. 2 homes in one city. It's like, I get 2 homes in a country, different areas, but 2 homes in one city. I guess when you got mega millions, who cares, right? One's your parking garage and your kitchen, the other one's just where you chill out. Now, why not? You can do that kind of stuff when you got a lot of money. What else? That's it. That's what's putting a lot of the pressure. But the main point I want to share with you here in the morning market update was that the companies that could lose a lot of business are the ones that are in Silicon Valley themselves. And so this whole Huawei situation, this whole arrest is I think it's gonna backfire. And it single-handedly has started to turn the market. Like I said, I've always said this in our recorded webinars and in our live webinars as well. But I was saying the one thing that a lot of traders need to realize with this situation. Hang on one second. Crap. The downside to doing your morning market updates on your phone is that you can see text and you get involved and pulled into them. Yeah, funny stuff. All right, I want to ask you guys a question here this morning. Two things I need your help with. Number one is, did you like the morning market update better this morning with the levels? And number two, I'd love to get your opinion on is a quick poll. Where do you think we're going in the stock market today, up or down? I'll tell you my sentiment. I'm seeing some more downside. I think the selling rallies is going to be the way that we start out in the trading room. And if we start to see some strength on decent and increasing volume, we'll flip to the long side. But right now, I'm looking at selling rallies. I think we got a little bit more downside. If we break the 2,600 even on the S&P 500, look out below. We got a lot of sell stops. All right, so I think we're going to continue the momentum from where we left off on Friday. You guys have yourself a great day. Look forward to reading your answers in the comment section. I appreciate you. Manage your risk, trade pro. We got a full week ahead of us of trading, a lot of opportunity and volatility, and I can't wait to navigate these markets with you. I'll see you tomorrow at 9 a.m. Have a great day. Manage your risk, trade like a trade pro, and goodbye. All right, let's see if some people commented already on YouTube. YouTube, come on, comment. Come on, YouTube. That's, if you guys, I could write a course on negotiation and it'll be one tactic. When all else fails, try to close with, come on. Usually works. You guys take care. Have yourself a great morning. Trade pros in the room. Let's set some levels and our next opportunity for some trade ideas. There's a support that we got to break here on the S&P 500. And that's what we're watching for early on. If we do break this, then we're going to sell rallies heavier than we would at the moment. So, ton of opportunity today. I think Mr. Box is back as well. Our oil desk rather is open today once again. So we'll have a lot of good oil trading as well. Ton of opportunities today. Let's get started.